Man, that sucks, dude. Shit, that sucks. That must feel so bad. Live here in San Antonio, Texas, actually, where the game was being played. I don't watch NCAA basketball. Just a quick disclaimer. I start watching maybe the Elite Eight, the Final Four, if I'm gonna watch. So I started watching this year in the Final Four. So I saw Florida's game and I saw Houston's Final Four game. If you call me an NCAA basketball casual, then you're definitely right about that. I'll admit it. But I feel so bad for Houston. Just the elephant in the room. Sharp at the end of the game. If you didn't watch, he goes up for the jumper to put Houston ahead. He's going up for a three, and he leaves his feet, and he has to just drop the ball. If he touched it, it would have been a travel, or if he would have landed, it would have been a travel as well. And the ball just bounces there. Who was it? It was Clayton Jr. from Florida. He actually is the guy that contested the shots. He had a great contest on Sharp to force him to not let the shot go, and then he's also the guy that got to the ball first, and he kind of poked the ball loose, and then the time just expired. As the players were kind of scrapping for the ball, but damn, I just feel so bad. Again, I don't have a dog in the fight. I live here in San Antonio where the games were being played. So if like UTSA was in the championship game or something like that, then that would be different. Then I'd actually be, rooting for one of the teams. But, I decided to just pick Houston. I was rooting for Houston because they are the Texas team. I have no hate against Florida. Again, I don't watch NCAA basketball, but it's just more fun when you pick a team to root for, even if it is just for one game like this one. But yeah, it just sucks. Sucks for Sharp. Sucks for Sharp. Feel so sad and bad for him right now. He just puts his face in his hands at the end of the game, and he just kind of knows that he blew it. It's not really fair to say it's just on him that the team wins as a team and loses as a team, but if you got beat at the buzzer, say Florida shoots a buzzer beater shot, you're down two and they hit a three to beat you, that would feel terrible. I feel like it would feel even worse if you have a shot to win the game and you miss the shot to win the game. That probably feels even worse than getting beat at the buzzer by the other team. But, to go up for the potential game winner and get off your feet, then have to drop the ball so you don't travel, and then just turn it over in that way where you don't even get a shot off for your team. Yeah, just feels so bad for Sharp. We'll move on. I'm sure he's beating himself up. He doesn't need us doing it for him as well. I'm sure he's gonna see it on all the shows and stuff, and everyone's gonna be talking about it besides me. So yeah, that just sucks. One more thing, as far as like kind of boneheaded plays or dumb plays, I forgot who it was on Florida, but I think it was an off-ball foul. He's going for the rebound and he fouled one of the Houston guys, and then the ref calls the foul. He didn't agree with the foul. He gets mad and he slams the ball, and it goes like 15 feet up in the air, and then the refs called a technical foul on him. And when it happened, I was kind of mad at the refs. I was like, man, you can't call a T for that. It's just the championship game. There's gonna be a lot of emotions. They're gonna be playing with passion, whatever you want to say. It's not a big deal to slam the ball and it goes 15 feet in the air or whatever. On a one-time thing, especially in the championship game. I was kind of thinking you should let it go, but I think that's in the actual officiating rule book. Like you have to call that. It's in their actual rule book for officiating. You can't slam the ball 10, 15 feet in the air. If you slam it, you can slam it as hard as you want, and if you catch it right after you slam it, that's different. Um, I was gonna say for whatever reason, but it's because that doesn't delay the game. But if you slam the ball and it goes way up in the air, it delays the game. It's a distraction. If every player was doing that after every single play, just to go like worst case scenario, it would look kind of crazy for the game. Everyone's just freaking spiking the ball super high in the air. But with that being said, I forgot who it was on Florida. I think it was Chinleyu. I'm pretty sure it was Chinleyu if I'm saying that correctly. But I'm sure if Florida would have ended up losing the game by 2 points, he would feel so horrible about that. He'd just be thinking about it for the next 3 weeks, the next few months, who knows how long. He would feel like he had blown the game, just because of getting that technical foul, because Houston hit the two free throws off of that technical foul. And like I was saying, I'm sure he would have felt like he blew the game if they had lost by two. So then coming back to Sharp again, like I can't imagine how bad he feels. That just sucks to lose the game like that. But moving on though, it was a great game, just a really good effort by both teams. Again, I watch NBA basketball way more than NCAA. So when I'm watching NCAA teams, I'm just looking for players that flash, basically players that look like they're going to go into the NBA, and I'm looking for players that I feel like have NBA skills, and if I think their skill set's going to translate. So it's Condon, Clayton Jr., and Uzan. Those are the three guys projected to go in the second round. There's no players in this game, surprisingly, that are projected to go in the first round of the draft. A lot of people wanted to see Duke make it, but they got knocked out by Houston, so it is what it is there. But yeah, I mean, I'll start with Condon. He's 6'11". He plays power forward. I think he's like 230 pounds. He had an efficient game, 5 for 9, 12 points. He did have the 4 turnovers, but the 4 steals and the 7 rebounds. He looks like he has a decent shot. He only took 1 3 ball, but I know he can knock them down pretty decently. He has the 7 rebounds as well, the 4 steals, so you see him get in the passing lanes a lot. He has good length and he's mobile, so he looks like he'll be a decent NBA defender. He'll be able to defend, definitely power forwards, small forwards. I don't know if he has the foot speed to defend, guards in the NBA, shooting guards and point guards. Probably not, but he can develop his defense. He may be able to get better at things like that. But he did have a solid game. Clayton Jr. is the guy that flashed the most for me in the Final Four game, and then even in this game, he didn't have a good game. He only has 11 points, 7 assists. I mean, it's a decent game. He does have the 3 turnovers, but 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 11 points. When he's 3 for 10 and 1 for 7 from the 3 point line. So the shooting's bad, but you can see all the other stuff he does with the 5 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, a block. Still gets up 11 points, even though it's not efficient. But watching Clayton, he honestly looks like probably one of the most NBA ready players on the Gators. He runs the pick and roll really well. He has a good 3 point shot, even though it wasn't going in tonight. A good 3 point shot. He can shoot mid range decent. He's super fast. He has a really good handle. He can finish at the rim with both hands. He's a little bit undersized, but he can play decent defense out there. And I don't really see him being like an NBA starter coming out, but I feel like he would be solid running running the offense off of the bench. I feel like he could be really good doing that, and then you just see how he develops. Maybe he can work his way up to being a starter, but definitely feel like he has a spot on an NBA team, and he could run a second unit's offense really well. And then again, Condon, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Condon, he is 6'11", so he's just gonna fit well into the modern NBA. Everyone needs a 6'11" dude that can be mobile and guard multiple positions. And then Uzan, he's projected to go in the second round, but in in the game against Duke, he didn't flash for me, and then in this game, he didn't flash for me either. Again, I'm an NCAA casual. He's probably a really good player. I just haven't watched Houston all year or watched really any NCAA basketball, but he has the 6 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Let me see, what is his height? Let's see what Uzan's projected to be good at just from a casual. Let's see. All right. So yeah, he's 6'4", 190, and he's a junior. I was trying to guess his height by looking at him play, so yeah, that sounds about right. Again, he didn't flash out there. Comment below if you know what kind of player Uzan is. I don't know if he's a defensive specialist. I didn't see him flash on defense, on offense. I didn't really see him flash off the screen at all, to be honest, but that's just me watching 2 Houston games. You can't really judge off of that. LJ Cryer's the dude that flashed the most in the Final Four game against Duke, and then he flashed the most in this game, even though he was really inefficient. He's 6 for 18 from the field, so that's 33%. 4 for 11 from 3, so not very good, but they needed somebody to score out there. He has the 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and the 19 points. And LJ Cryer, he's projected to go undrafted. I feel like he'll end up making it to the NBA in some way. Maybe he plays overseas, or who knows what he does. But I think he'll make it to the NBA sooner or later because looks like he has a really good handle out there. He can knock down the 3 ball. He can play decent defense as well. Um, I'm kind of confused he's not going in the second round, but the draft is just so deep this year. If you're a player that goes undrafted this year, it doesn't mean that you don't have a spot in the NBA. It just kind of shows how deep the draft is this year. But I mean, yeah, just a really good game. Condon looked good. Clayton Jr., in my opinion, flashed the most. Even though he had an inefficient night, I just like the way he runs the pick and roll. I like the way he goes through his reads. He'll look to the corner. He came off the pick and roll, looks to the corner, it's not there. Looks to the wing and just passes it to the wing. It's not a super crazy play, but he never looks like he's in a hurry. People don't speed him up. People don't slow him down. Um, he's really fast with the ball, really good handle. Like I said earlier, he can finish with both hands at the rim, and then he has a really nice 3-point shot, even though it wasn't going down tonight. But yeah, just excited to see those guys in the NBA. Uzan, I'm pretty sure is going in the second round, or he's projected to. So I'm excited to see what kind of player he is and how he looks in the NBA. And then comment below what you think. I think LJ Cryer will make it to the league in some way. He seems really talented, and if I was a scout, I'd probably want to at least check him out. And I just think he has NBA talent. Even though he was inefficient this game, he looked really good against Duke. So we'll have to see what his route is to make it to the NBA if he ends up making it. But just a great championship game again. Um, one more time, feel so bad for Sharp. That's like the worst way to lose a game, to not even get the shot off at the end. But I'm sure he's going to hear about it on all of the talk shows, so no need for me to harp on about it. But please comment below what you think about the championship game, what you thought about how it ended, who your favorite prospect is out of all these guys that are supposed to go in the second round. I think Clayton Jr. is my favorite player out of all of them, even though he was inefficient this game. Um, I just think his skill set looks like it's going to translate really well into the NBA. But please comment below. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe as well.